What's going on, y'all? A question I get a lot is, do you sell t-shirts? And I always respond with, no, I don't sell t-shirts. I create custom apparel. The next question usually then is, what's the difference between the two? Or what do you mean? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain the differences, pros and the cons of selling tees versus making custom apparel. So grab a pen and a pad, because hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to make a better decision on if you want to create or if you want to sell. Now, you want to go into business for yourself and you're not sure which direction you want to go in because you're asking yourself which one will take more money to start up, take more work, and most importantly, you want to know which one is going to return a bigger profit. Well, let me tell you something. Over the years, both have become a lot easier to do. When it comes to selling t-shirts, there's a lot of print-on-demand websites like Printful, Printify, as well as Shopify. All of these sites allow you to upload your design, apply them to not only t-shirts, but to a lot of other products, and you can sell them on your website, social platform, or your online store. From there, they'll print your design onto the products that you choose and send them off to your customer. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of print on demand. Here are a few pros of using a print on demand company like the ones I mentioned before. There's minimal work involved, meaning you're not hands-on with the product or your garment. The print on demand company, they handle all that stuff. There's no self-printing, no packaging, no shipping, and it's a great way to scale your business. However, there are some cons. Now, it's good that you're not hands-on because it frees up time for you to do other things, but it can also come back to bite you in the ass because if your customer receives their item and there's an error or in sizing, color, whatever, guess who it falls back on? That's right, you. And unfortunately, these print-on-demand companies don't work for free. So you're going to have to pay these companies, and that's going to cut into your profit versus making the apparel yourself and keeping all of your profits. Okay? The last one I'm going to leave you guys with is custom packaging. If you're the type of business that has your own logo or your own custom packaging or inserts, you won't be able to have these inside of your orders or sent with your orders. The print-on-demand companies is going to make your order, package it up, and ship it straight to the customer in a generic box. So if your packaging is important and is a big part of your company or your business's identity, then print-on-demand might not be for you. Now, don't get me wrong, there's lots of other ways to sell your t-shirts other than print-on-demand. For example, there's pop-up shops you could sell online, and that may take you some spending money on TikTok and Facebook ads to get your products in store in front of an audience, but it's an option. You can always try to work a barter with a local clothing store that you may shop at often and see if the owner will allow you to leave some of your garments in their store in exchange for a percentage of the sale. So again, there's options. It just matters what works for you. But let's jump over to making custom apparel. When it comes to custom apparel, there's a little more work, but with more work comes more profits. And what I mean by this is instead of only sending your customer's design to another person to be printed and then splitting the profit, now you have to do all the work, which nowadays still isn't that much. So let's just say you have a customer that wants 10 t-shirts. Now you have to decide what print method you're using. If you're sublimating, make sure you have enough ink. If you're doing HTV, see if you have the right colors, or if you're using DTF transfers, how long is it going to take for them to get them to you in the mail? If you don't have the shirts in stock, how long will it take for you to receive them? And once they come in, now you have to press, fold, package, and ship them out. So all the tasks and responsibilities fall on you. Those are just some of the cons. However, being you're doing all the work, you're not paying someone else to print and ship your order out. If you have custom packaging, you're able to send the order with that packaging, that special insert or whatever with your company logo on it. You're able to send mock-ups to your customers. And most importantly, you're able to double check your customers' orders for any mistakes in sizes, colors, text, typos, etc. Not only that, but sometimes you're even able to meet your customer face to face, which leaves a lasting impression on buyers. When they know who they're buying from, people are often a lot more comfortable in making purchases from that person or that business. So as I stated in the beginning, I decided to go down the path of custom apparel, and here's how it happened. By trade, I'm a certified mechanic and have worked for Dodge, Volkswagen, and Nissan being my last job before starting my own business. As a hobby and my love for cars, I started up a car club, and as the car club started to get bigger and we attended events, I figured we needed to look like a team. So we started having hoodies and window decals made for the members. Hoodies, I believe, were like $20 or $25, and the banners, I think, $10 or $15, whatever they were. But I used to go to my boy's shop and look at the machines and methods he took to make them. And I said to myself, wait a minute, I could make these stuff myself. So I went back home, started doing some research on YouTube. I purchased my first heat press and a vinyl cutter. Now, my first heat press was a 5-in-1 from Amazon, and I purchased a pretty good cutter from US Cutter, and I began making my own t-shirts for work. We all know that dealerships sell merch as well as vehicles, but the dealers didn't sell the swag that I was rocking. So the first day I wore my t-shirt, I had gotten 5 orders from other mechanics that's in my shop. Then after that, the manager came to me and wanted me to make shirts for all of the valet guys. So this was my first big order at the time, at least what I thought was a big order. But I got an order of about 30 to 40 pieces. I can remember I was so excited. I wanted to leave work right then and there and go home and start printing. I completed the order in a couple of days, brought them to my manager, and I remember him saying to me, well, actually asking me, what are you doing working here? You need to have your own business because you're really good at what you do. So then the light bulb came on. Fast forward a year later, pandemic hits, cars stop coming in the shop for service. And if you don't know, let me tell you, mechanics only get paid by the amount of labor hours on each car that they work on. So if you work on 3 cars for the day and only make 1 hour on each car, then you got paid for 3 hours on that day, regardless if you work 8 or 10 hours. It doesn't matter. So once business slowed down, I knew I had to get some big t-shirt accounts rolling because it wouldn't be long before we shut down and they were sending everybody home. So I was dropping off a small order and I passed a little private mechanic shop and I saw nothing but high-end cars, BMWs, Lamborghinis, Mercedes, those type of cars. But I couldn't tell who the mechanics were or differentiate who the mechanics were from the customers. But at that time, I didn't stop. I remembered the name of the business, looked them up on IG to check out their working staff. So I then got on the phone, made the phone call. I asked for the owner, introduced myself, let him know I passed by the shop the other day and I admire his work that I saw. But I also told him, mind you, I told him, I didn't ask him. I told him like, hey, you guys need some uniform shirts. And that being that you own a high-end mechanic shop, that all your employees should be in uniform to represent and market your business. Now, it didn't take much to convince him because it was something that he and his business needed. 3 years later, he's still my #1 customer. Another reason I chose this path of custom apparel was because I have never, ever had to spend money on marketing or advertising. When it comes to custom apparel, your work speaks for itself. All of my customers are from word of mouth. No money on ads or marketing campaigns. And being I was known in the car scene, I have a lot of customers that own car clubs, detailing businesses, mechanics, etc. Now, another thing about customer apparel, I don't have to worry about putting together a website or making sure people not only see the site, but make a purchase from it. It's easier for me to walk into a business, notice they're not in a uniform polo or t-shirt with the business logo, and pitch to them right then and there. I've gotten several customers just by wearing my own hoodie with my company name on it, representing my business and brand. But I'm not going to go too deep into how to get customers. I made a video on that in the past. You can check it out right up here in the corner if you're interested. But that was my reason for getting into custom apparel versus just selling t-shirts. Now, there's no right or wrong answer, and whichever lane you choose or chose, make sure to comment below. Let me know how you liked it, or if you dislike it, if there's anything you would change, or even if you have questions or need a little more help on making the right decision, make sure to leave below and I'll reply and answer you soon. Hopefully you've learned something from this video or it's helped you make a decision on where you want to go on your journey. If so, you know what I need you to do. Like this video, share it with someone else you think might need this info, and of course, smash that subscribe button as I make content like this all the time. And as usual, thank you for watching. I'm Mr. T-Shirt, signing out. Peace.
Situations getting worse.